But we do have most of the panel with us, and we did do a bit of a shift around with the presenters too. If you do have three startups for you tonight, as usual, this is the second in this series that we've live streamed. So we are now live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. If you're informed with that, please let us know or keep your videos turned off. If you're just joining us, please put your LinkedIn links in the chat. We have an open chat all night. Be respectful during the pitches, constructive, friendly, helpful. But also feel free to plug what you're doing, your name, your company, especially in the Q&A rounds maybe, but also when you want, within reason. Just so we've hosted this. Actually, we've hosted this is a kind of the younger sister, but the kind of more promoted version of our drink series. We have another drink series that's run for 2 years called the Drinkpreneurs Collective Pitch Lounge, co-produced by Sascha Dutta from Foodpreneurs Collective and FoodHack Dubai, Meiraj Ahmed Tammy Ho, also Emile Ward, who's with us today, drinks investor, and Neeraj Singh, who's actually jumping onto the panel today, and I will be moderating. Beverage Pitch Lounge is a chance for you to get pitch ready, but also in front of investors in a relatively constructive, supportive setting with a mix of investors and industry experts and channel partners on the panel. The event recorded and live streamed. We were happy to share you this link if you have to drop out later. Please message me and I'll get that link over to you. But also, we do encourage you to follow our YouTube channel. You'll get alerts about upcoming events we live stream. We do so about once, twice a month for different subcategories of food and drink. We'll paste the chat, the FAQs to our events in the chat. Little very, very quick introduction to me. I moved to Berlin 8 years ago and did a venture capital course Cellar in the business school shortly afterwards. And I've been working in the food tech sector for about 3.5 years now as the focus sector for Pitch Lounge. Neeraj, as I said, was supposed to moderate, but he's jumped on the panel kindly to fill in for a sick withdrawing panelist. He's been really helping to build the community here at Pitch Lounge from his base in California. A little introduction to him. He's advised C-suite at companies like Treasury Wine Estates, Delicato Family Vineyards, and the Trina Show Family Estates. He's implemented a partnership between many of them and the largest family wineries in the world. He's secured investors for one of our pitching startups, Perfect Cellar, to help them with their North American expansion. And he continues to work in the beverage industry by consulting with startups in other beverage sectors to help them scale, export, and especially set up and expand to the United States. He also helps create and launch the first wine and packaging program affiliated with UC Davis MBA program. And his profile will be shortly pasted in the chat. It's a great pleasure to work with Neeraj in building this event series. We've got a growing community at Pitch Lounge, a number of LinkedIn groups, so please look out for them if you're not already a member. You can find those at pitchlounge.net/community. We've also, if you're interested in the UAE region, we've expanded massively there in the last 2.5 years. We've got a very active, lively WhatsApp group or set of WhatsApp groups under the Foodpreneurs Collective community. And you can find that link also at pitchlounge.net/community. Then co-producer, although she doesn't join our drink series, she does a lot of work in the background, introducing us to panelists and more, and startups and more. And obviously, Meiraj have covered already. Before covering the panel, I just want to cover quickly the event format and schedule this evening. So we have introductions now, then we have 3 startups pitching for 5 to 7 minutes. Some actually might pitch as short as 3 minutes, and then get a further 15-20 minutes of Q&A time with the advisor investor panel. Audience also welcome to ask questions. We really encourage those. Put them in the chat, please. At this time, I will ask of those, and if I know who you are, I'll also ask in some cases for you to ask them yourself. But I will message you first before asking. We also have time for some post-event networking at the end if you want to break off into breakout rooms and chat a bit longer with the founders. And also we do lots of follow-up promotion and introductions between the founders and the panelists, but also happy to do that with the audience members. So if you forget to get the details, just reach out to me and I'll help with that. Just housekeeping rules, keep yourself on mute if it's not your turn to speak. If you prefer to you have your video on and with your face and not a black screen. And yes, we're all here to support and encourage. So let's keep the spirit of that in mind. So in terms of presenting the panelists for this evening, just checking if we've had Elena since joined. I don't. She was sick. Oh, she's in. Fantastic. Elena's with us. Happy to have you back, Elena. So we've got Elena Stucci, founder and CEO of RSP Business Angel. Just go to the next slide. Judge and mentor at Mass Challenge in Switzerland, Rainforest and Founder Institute, London, and a food and drink challenger brands advocate. She's also ex-Diageo, financial controller and more, and has been involved in helping raise 100 million plus for different startups across investment raising career. She leads RSP Business Angel, where she supports ag and food tech and climate tech startups with mentorship, investor access, financial strategy, and fundraising preparation. She serves as a judge and mentor at Men's Challenge, and also ETH Entrepreneur Club and EIT Food. In addition to the ones I've already mentioned, she helps food and ag tech innovators scale through investor readiness and strategic partnerships. She draws on 15 years of experience at Diageo and venture investing, champion F&B challenger brands and impact-driven food tech ventures worldwide. We'll post more about her doing the event. Emile Ward, co-producer with us for the last 2 years, helped us launch this series, the Drinkpreneurs Collective Pitch Lounge, but also subsequently the Beverage Pitch Lounge. He's still, or recently, just been working with the venture studio at TLDR and helping them with fundraising and partnerships. And he's also a judge with InDrinks, an exit founder in his own right, and an investor in 6 to 8 plus drink startups. And one of our newest panelists, Shani Schneidkraut, founder and principal of Beverage Alcohol Consultants, adult beverage and commercial specialist, strategic consultant, advisory board member, international spirits judge, and more. He brings 15 years of full life cycle experience across adult beverage and CPG, including distributor execution, supply side planning, and executive search, ensuring he understands both strategy and operations. As founder and principal of his consultancy company, he positions himself as a devil's advocate who challenges conventional wisdom, identifies blind spots, and turns strategy into action with cloud-king momentum. He specializes in commercial excellence for beverage brands, helping with channel strategy, distributor alignment, market activation, stakeholder alignment, and aligning brands with in-class partners. You can see now that all the introductions and profiles are being pasted in the chat. Iman Jiva, I think he's one of our panelists who's not with us today. I'll just double check. He had to sadly withdraw. So I won't introduce him just yet. Maria Harding, one of our long-serving panelists, come back again. Thank you, Maria. Founder of 431 Digital, pitch coach and mentor, and a marketing and drinks exports specialist. She's as well as been the founder of 441 Digital, an award-winning digital marketing agency and consultancy for the drinks sector, based in the southwest of England. She also works with a lot of international businesses across the world, helping them improve their marketing and international business expansion goals. She empowers drinks exporters to achieve their business goals through done with you and done for you services, including her signature, the Social Exporter Coaching Program. Her profile's also being pasted in the chat. So that brings the conclusion of our 4 active panelists we have today. But actually, Neeraj is then slotting in as the 5th. Our 3 pitching startups, we have Bilal Ahmed from United Beverages, Michael Winters from Quintiliza Tequila, and Emile Ward from Ales and Brews. Without further ado, I want you to hand over to Bilal to present the United Beverages. This will be more of a buyer pitch than an investor pitch, but it's great to have you pitch for the first time with us, Bilal.
No, thank you very much, Jamal. 45 minutes ago, I wasn't even aware that I was doing the pitch. So you'll have to understand how nervous I feel. Um, Not done a investor pitch before. I do presentations at events, and I'll just take you through very briefly our brochure because I think that's best placed as a presentation tool in this case. So we're United Beverages. How did we start? What are we? We started 2018. My daughters, I've got three daughters. They came to me and said they wanted to do something in the pardon the word, mocktail part of the market, and I said no. Then they said ice cream parlors. I said no. I don't want something that's cut and paste. I want to be able to do something that's unique, takes us out of our comfort zone, develop something that we've got IP, our own IP on, and bucks the trend and is going to a bigger market. So we came up with alcohol free. At that point, we didn't know which alcohol free we wanted to do. We selected gin in the end. Gin is by far the most distilled product in the kitchen at homes in the UK and probably worldwide. And looking at our faces and our heritage, we soon realised, as we were dabbling with spices, that you know what, we actually knew a great deal about spices and how to get the spice taste right. A lot of the spices that are in our drinks, our grandparents would have given us for cough medicine or flu medicine or some sort of health benefit. So we use that to create an alcohol-free gin. Three things that we set out to do. It had to meet the mark in terms of our palates. So we had to have a drink that we like to drink. We couldn't be passionate about it if it was horrible. Second thing, it had to be halal in its origin, so it must meet this face's requirements when he finally meets up with his maker. And the third thing, we want it to be totally inclusive. And the total inclusivity came through two routes. We looked at going kosher and we looked at veganism. Now we turned down kosher because kosher does allow alcohol in there. So we chose veganism as the other option. So we've got a halal product and a vegan product, and they are certified. They're certified by the Vegan Society, which is the oldest vegan accreditation board in the world, I believe. 1940s they started.
Hello, I'm just
We,
checking. Are you meaning to share your slides right now, or are you doing a preamble? I'm just checking.
I'm assuming the slides were there. Are they not
No, no,
there?
no, no. Share again because I was sharing the presentation, so I
Okay,
stopped the share. Sorry.
right. Can everybody see the slides?
Not yet. No, share the slides again. They're just loading. Yeah, they're now full screen. Yeah, please continue.
Okay,
So, apologies.
right. So when we started this, my daughters came up with a name built on alchemist and not. So we came up with the name Alco Not, and the derivative there is anybody who speaks English should be able to understand it's not alcohol. So we reverse the word. We have got a compliant drink on all the three aspects that I've mentioned, but the great surprise to us was we didn't even know if it tasted like gin or not. Okay, because we've never drunk. So the first thing we did was create this flavor on the right, the clear liquid, which is our signature blend, or what you would call a classic London Dry, Manchester Dry, whatever. It has no additional flavors in. I put that into the World Alcohol Free Awards competition, expecting them to come back and give me some recommendations on how to improve it. They came back and commended the drink. So we actually realized that we'd hit the mark. Once we got that, we basically signed off the other two as well. So the other two flavors are using the original base, the clear liquid base. One of them is raspberry infused. We looked at the market, saw what was out there, what the requirements were for people. The most popular drinks, pink gin was popular, so we went for that. And the third one that we went for was pomegranate, the old grenadine extraction in terms of flavoring. And those three flavors are really popular with our very very small niche customer base. At the same time, I put well this year I put all three in for more awards, and I'm so proud of the drink manufacturers that gone into bed with. The drinks have won 5 awards in 14 months. And I asked ChatGPT, is there any other alcohol-free brand that's won 5 awards in 14 months? Well, I asked it the question, which brand has, and it came back, United Beverages and Alconaut. So we're on good ground there. But at the same time, my eye is on a bigger market. My eye is on a market that doesn't actually understand the word Alconaut, may not, you know, be appreciative of it. So developed another brand, a more striking brand called Zero. I couldn't trademark the word zero because it's in a dictionary, so I had to do a bit of thinking. 5 minutes later, I came up with the Greek and English alphabet, put it into the IPO office, and 3 months later we had that. So this is intended for those markets that don't speak English. And you mentioned, you've got Sascha out in the UAE. This is the market that we are focusing on for this brand. But I think having had a year and a bit with both brands would be suitable for both markets. The only problem that we've got is the bottles. They're not strictly spirit bottles. We recognize that. The reason we chose these bottles is because we have to go through pasteurization. At the time, I had over £50,000 invested in the drinks, and we brought a set of bottles that we wanted filling, and we were told, nope, those closures might open and the bottles might pop. They're not guaranteed to 3 bar minimum. So we had to very, very quickly select another bottle, and with a deadline pending, we decided to go for these. These were on site at the time. Somebody else was using them for spirits. So we decided to go for that. I mean, they look okay. We've had no complaints whatsoever, but I feel that our brand now, with 5 awards behind it, deserves to have a second look, a version 2, if you like. The next screens are, it's a bit of our story. How's a Muslim family get into making gin? Well, it was a difficult ask because being a Muslim, drinking is not allowed, and we are getting some, stick when we go on to events. The first question is, why is it? How come it's halal and it's a gin? But we're coming across those quite rarely now, but we are facing them. The other thing that we've got is the certifications. We've got the certifications for halal, vegan, and vegetarian. And we only realized this year that we are wheat-free and dairy-free. So we fit into the celiac brand as well. So we're focusing on a number of markets now. We are using 17 botanicals, I believe, in the first drink, the clear one, and up to 21 in the other one. So it's a very, very complex drink. Two people sipping it together haven't come up with the same taste, which is testament to the guys that have actually produced it for us. The recipe is ours, but we had to have a partner, because once we'd finished in our kitchen, we only had a liquid that looked like water. Tasted great, but we couldn't put it in a bottle and sell it. So these are the awards that we've won. The World Alcohol Free Awards, which is probably the pinnacle of world alcohol free drinks. They get about 600 plus entrants every year. Last year we were commended on one bottle, which was the only one that we had, and this year the raspberry infused won 2 golds, which is exceptional. Next year I will be putting our Zero brand in for the same. And at the same time, we won 2 vegan events. The top one is a vegan products, vegan food and living products. It's a major magazine in the UK. They asked us to enter off the back of a recommendation by somebody that we know in the vegan sector. And the last one, we came third runners up in Battle of the Brands, in a competition that we had no idea that we'd entered, because somebody had entered us for it.
You can start wrapping up. Bilal, that'd be great.
That's it.
Oh, great, fantastic, great. Then we'll just stop sharing your slide. I'll leave your contact details on screen. Perfect. And then let's go first over to Neeraj, please, as our first panelist. Some questions for you.
Definitely. Well, first of all, Bilal, thank you for the presentation. I think that on short notice, you've done an amazing job. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So I think my feedback is going to stem from really about your presentation skills. I know this is last minute,
Yeah.
but I was really working. I was trying to understand what you're trying to get to. Like, what is the essence of your story? And I find your story very fascinating. So, so I guess my feedback would be when you first start presenting, say who you are, say what your product is, say what sales, say talk about the sales, talk about perhaps distribution, talk about the price point, talk about the consumer in maybe one sentence, one paragraph. When we have that, then it's like, okay, I see uh, who you are, and then maybe go to the origin story, going back to 2018, where your daughter said, "Hey, let's make let's make a product," and then go
Mm.
into that story about
Yeah.
how you know how of your halal origins and all that, and then talk about really like where when you finish that story, then talk about where you want to go in the future, right? Where are you being distributed right now? Is it the on-premise or the off-premise? Is it in the UK? Do you want to expand outside the UK? What is the plan? So that's going to allow an investor to think um, about your projections really.
Mm.
Um, and I think Gary can go more into the go-to-market strategy because he's he's quite adept on this, and so is the rest of the panel. But yeah, that would be my 2 cents on this. I really think that your story is fascinating. I think what I'd love to hear more about is maybe you know having maybe given that this is a very unique story with halal and alcohol or non-alcohol, can you go to halal stores and say, hey, is that your go-to-market? That's something different. Uh, and there's maybe perhaps less resistance going for the
Mm.
go-to-market strategy there in the UK and Europe and perhaps even America or even the Middle East, right? So
Yeah.
that would be a very fascinating, like, what is that? How do you capture that one segment with the least path of least resistance? And I think, yeah, that might be an interesting
Yeah.
strategy. So yeah, I didn't hear about the strategy, but I'll leave it there. But overall, I think it's a great presentation, and I'd love to hear more about where you see this headed.
So very quickly, hospitality is our first aim, events and hotels, simply because of the price point. At such a low volume, the price is high from a cost perspective, but we are getting people who are interested at events that want to see it in hotels and in bars, especially the Asian market. Doesn't matter which Asian market it is, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, and a low and no alcohol event. So you get a lot of alcohol being served at these events, but very few or no options other than carbonated water, heavily sugarized drinks. So we were at an event last week, and we had over 200 people come to us asking us if we they could have some of our drinks, but we weren't there to sell because we couldn't. It was just a showcase.
Perfect. So first of all, it seems like um, thank you for sharing that. I think I'll leave it over here. I think I'll come back for more questions, but
Okay.
I'd love to know more about how many bottles do you anticipate selling this year, or well, perhaps next year because it's almost year end, and how much money do you need? So perhaps that could be uh,
Mm.
my 2 cents. But
No, thank you
I
very
can keep
much
on
for your
going on,
feedback, Neeraj.
but yeah,
Yeah,
but great presentation.
thank you.
I'm moving on to Gary, please, for your questions.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, echoing what Neeraj said, I think that was a phenomenal presentation. Um, and yeah, the no and low movement is something that absolutely can't be denied. Um, Again, so you acknowledge that it's not necessarily a spirits bottle. I
Yeah,
think, especially if folks are replacing their alcoholic product with
mm,
a non, they want it to feel as much like they're part of cocktail culture as possible, which
yeah,
I think it was quite interesting that, you highlighted sort of Muslim and other religious, essentially demographics that have never even thought about cocktails. And this is sort of an entry into it. So while you acknowledged it, I would love to see more unique package. I think gin, especially of all the categories, has really unique bottles. If you think about Hendrick's, I believe you referenced Empress Gin, even Tanqueray or Bombay. It's something very unique.
Yeah.
A question that I just kind of wanted to pose to you, which I think comes up a lot with either de-alcoholized spirits or non-alc. It's about 25 pounds per bottle, so about 33 US dollars per bottle. As I was looking at the website during your presentation as well, are you creating a product that there is no alcohol at all, or are you going sort of the Ritual Zero proof route where you're creating a gin in sort of a classical production and de-alcoholizing it?
So it's the former, not the latter. The people that we're working with is a company called Drink Chef. They're top tier manufacturers in the UK. They've got some stuff at Harrods, Selfridges, Harvey Nicks. Okay, that's that pitch done. So when we approach them to do two things, they do non-alcoholic, which is the soft drinks, and the functional drinks, and they do the alcohol. They've never done a non-alcoholic mimic. It was a challenge for them. There's actually only one ingredient that has any alcohol in it, and that's as a preservative. But we've created a process where even the alcohol from that, it's a very, very small amount in any case, is actually obliterated by the process. Now our gins 0.07, that's 0.07 to 0.08 is the ABV, which our halal auditor said basically that you'd have to drink a lake full of this stuff just to get tipsy, and you'd probably die of something completely different before you died of any alcohol poisoning. And that fits in with a lot of the Islamic requirements as well.
I guess I would be curious, and you don't have to share it if you're not comfortable, but your cost of goods sold, what it costs to produce and bottle the product. Because I had asked a de-alcoholized spirit brand years ago, how do you justify $35 for a spirit alternative that there is no sort of function as far as inebriation? And they said, well, we produce it as a spirit, then we de-alcoholize it, so it's more expensive. Just to justify somebody spending 33 US dollars on a bottle that
So we use the finest botanicals, and I know that's a cliche, but we literally do. Drink Chef would not allow us to go to our herbal store and pick up stuff to do the production with. They listed, you can only go to these people because we've done them before, and look at our stuff. It's in Harrods, it's in Selfridges, Harvey Nicks, right? And we've got three main players that we go to, and Robote is one of them, one of the biggest French not only flavor houses, but they make scents as well for perfumes. They've just recently upped and moved into the UAE because they've got massive demand. So they're top tier. The other one is Omega, now owned by Robote, and the other one is Blue Sky Botanics. Now these three, you can't touch their stuff in terms of quality, and I don't believe we would have won any of the awards that we'd won had we gone for a simple concentrate, which some of the big guys do. Or de-alcoholize the existing product and tweak it a little bit. We've started from bottom up with flavors that we wanted in there, and using the best botanicals, they have their cost.
So I think that's my only, from a commercial perspective, someone can be really excited about it. It's an offering to have an offer to their patrons or people visiting their home, but the price might be somewhat of a barrier.
Yeah, so in terms of price point, I was at a Low No Summit last week held by Club Soda in London, and the price point it's mid price point in actual fact. There's other bottles of different types at £35-40, and some are cheaper, but they're a different type of drink altogether. So we were told by a drink chef to pitch this at £35 coming out of COVID with a economic crisis. We thought that was wrong thing to do, so we're soaking up some of the costs that we're not making any money on at the moment. I think economies
Let me jump in
of
there,
scale.
because I'm aware that we've still got 3 more panelists, so I'm going to jump in. Maybe continue this, you two, in the either chat or the post-event breakout room. I want to bring in Maria now. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Jamal. Hello, Bilal.
Hi,
Bit
Maria.
crazy. Good to meet you. Great presentation.
Thank
Really
you.
lovely story. Great looking product. I think a lot of what I would bring up has already been raised by Neeraj, for instance, but I think I would like to understand a bit more about your plans with the 2 brands. You've talked about using zero for non-English speaking brands. So what are your plans here? So, if you were to put together a timeline for, say, the next few years on, how you would propose to use investment to grow the brand, how do you see this happening? Are you going to sort of be splitting your time, splitting your resources with 2 separate brands there?
Well, the brands come out of the same warehouse. They come out of the same mixing tray, and they get put into different. Well, they get put into exactly the same bottles at the moment, and we just label them differently. We've got 4 go-to markets on this. We've got the 2 brands there. We've got the white labeling as well. If you wanted blank bottles, you can buy those and put those labels on yourself. And also looking for partners who want to self-bottle locally, because I'm aware we want to get to that net zero thing. So we would create the concentrate, and I had a conversation yesterday with Drink Chef to do that, get it shelf tested so that we have it in boxes to ship out to people. And the only additional ingredient that you need to find is water, and then the bottles and the labels. So that can be done locally, whether it's in California or whether it's in the UAE or India. I'm already discussing this with one of my university mates who's a big business guy in India, and he's quite excited about the prospects of receiving some concentrate, putting it in bottles locally. And then we have the developed in Britain, made locally, to counteract the zero part of it, the net zero. But the same concept would apply to the UAE and Saudi. Now, Saudi are big on having their own brands made locally by 2030. So that's one of the things I'm concentrating on.
Don't come back quickly on that, Maria, but no more time for questions from you, Maria, but any kind of feedback back from his answers?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think you've got a lot going on there, Bilal, and I think that you would maybe want to break some of that down into year 1, I want to achieve X, year 2, I want to achieve Y. I think you've got a lot going on there, and I'm sure it's all really, really achievable for you. But I think that investors are going to want to see a bit of a clear roadmap building on previous successes. So you might want to look at putting that in your next presentation. And I think that also you might want to look at perhaps addressing the team behind the brand, who have you got here working with you to achieve all of this. But all good, all good.
Thank you very much, Maria.
Elena.
Good evening, Bilal. It was nice to see your pitch. I cannot say like the other people on the panel, great presentation, because I really miss the core and the essence of those slides. And in terms of investment readiness, investors are really looking for patterns, and they are looking for signals if this business is ready and it has all the ducks in the row for investment, or you need to work a little bit deeper in terms of achieving clarity, as Maria said, on your roadmap, milestones, where you see this business in the next 5 years. And again, we can't do without tackling a problem, and with that problem we mirror a solution. So we are so used to see this type of presentation, start with a problem, present the solution, tell us what is your unique selling proposition, and that would be the secret sauce, and how you came to bring to life your beautiful gin non-alcoholic drink. And also we need to know the market in terms of go-to-market strategy. Investors will have red flags in terms of are we betting on the market, that can you scale? So in 5-year time, your company can be sold, or 10-year time. And then if they invest, they need to see return on their investment. So what is it in it for us? So all those sorts of questions you need to address and build this in, let's say, snowball effect, chain reaction type of pitch deck with slides that are dedicated to each of those inflection points and data points that we need to see on a type of presentation that is actually going to instigate investors, make them curious to want to learn more. So basically one presentation like this, a few minutes, like 7 minutes, it's not going to support you to tell the full story, but it will support you to give enough information for investors to make them want more, to make them
I totally agree. In my defense, I only had about 15 minutes to work out what I was going to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just to answer one of your questions, in terms of scaling up, we have that with the Drink Chef. They can scale up instantly. That's why we chose them. We had a choice of about 3 or 4, and everybody else said, well, we can do 500 liters. And I thought, that's not enough. We can go up to 100,000 liters with Drink Chef and their partners.
Thank you. So I let Emile have his time.
Emile now. So very quick final thing from a drink specialist in the investment fund. Yeah.
Thanks. I'll be quick because it's shorter as well. I'm going last, so I'll echo everyone's comments. But yeah, for me, I think what the message I think I want to pass along is I think there's a lot of running before you can walk, and I think it's about building the structural basis around the business that you want to build. And drinks businesses, especially if you are hitting the hospitality and the on-trade, are built ground up. And so what I would really want to understand first and foremost, where is the market, who's going to be wanting this product, who's going to be buying your product, and really understanding the consumer who's going to end up drinking it. And then that informs the branding. And for me, that I don't understand, I didn't see that, or didn't fully grasp why the branding of Alconaut would attract those kind of consumers and your end recipients. I would be very wary about the trade secret part. C-Lip came on the market. It wasn't, it was a mystified process, but people saw through it pretty quickly, and it actually justified their price point because it was really made in a complicated and new way. Trade secrets, the trade wants to know that secret because they want to know what they're pouring and what they're serving, and they want to be able to communicate how it's made. So I'd be very worried about that.
I think the reference there is a secret recipe rather than a secret process, which is takes it into a different. If you're picking it up from the presentation from the brochure.
Okay.
Thanks, Bilal. Fantastic. So kick us off, bravely jumping in and at the last minute to a place in the presenter. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Some great comments there. Thank you very much, guys.
Glad it was useful.
Thank you. Bye.
Really pleased. Yeah. Now I'm going to move on to the second pitch that we have today. I'm just going to share my screen. Bring them up. We've got Mike Winters, who's going to be presenting Quintaliza Tequila. So when you're ready, Mike, we're going to be over to you, please.
Great. Does everybody have my deck you shared?
I shared it with the panel. Yeah, I'll make sure that it's not me. I'll see it.
Beautiful.
From me. Yeah.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Mike Winters. I am the founder and CEO of Quintaliza Tequila. I actually spent the last 12 years in the spirits market as a distributor and a importer. as well as a brand advisor and a go-to-market strategy advisor. One thing you'll never hear myself or my team at Quintaliza say that we are better. We are not better. We're actually completely different. Let me explain. So Quintaliza tequila is aged for a total of 5 months. It's aged for 2 months in American whiskey barrels and then finished in coffee barrels. This is a process that actually no other spirit has ever done before, and we actually placed a patent on this process. With this, we remain additive free and 100% organic. I actually created this product over COVID in my kitchen around the same time that Cafe Patron XO was closing. And I saw that as an opportunity to create something that was truly different, a true reposado that had the subtle notes of coffee on the back end, but it was not a liqueur. It's not mixed. It's not blended. In fact, no touch of liquid coffee actually ever touches our tequila. Our main mission is to be a differentiator, to position ourselves as the category king in a new category that we call responsible innovation. In our first year, we won a ton of awards, including a WSWA brand battle. We've been featured in numerous articles, Forbes, Rolling Stone, Food and Wine, the list goes on and on. But we built this as a foundation of trusted voices and validation for new customers. With these accomplishments and my amazing team, we helped scale it into 4 reciprocating markets: Florida, New Jersey, Tennessee, and South Carolina. All this was done in our first year, working with the top distribution companies in the country, selling at an SRP of $69.99. Adding to the foundation is our agave fields that we've been growing since day one. This is the idea to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. We currently have over 115,000 bottles in the ground right now, and we'll be self-sustainable within the next 3 years. Fast forward to today, our foundation is properly built. The proof of concept has been proven, and our engagement on social media has never been higher. We are now at the stage where we are doubling down into the markets that we're in. We are to build a truly deeper versus wider approach. This strategy allows us to control our budgets by focusing on our core markets and truly building brand awareness and brand loyalty versus opening up a ton of markets and spreading ourselves too thin. We don't chase purchase orders. We earn them through brand first approach, where we truly engage with the customers, understanding why they drink tequila in the first place and creating engaging content that even Gen Z enjoys. This brings us to, regarding capital. To date, we've raised $1.4 million through 2 convertible rounds. We've also secured a $1 million line of credit that has helped us, that has been used for our production runs and helps us grow without dilution. Currently, we are in our bridge to Series A round, raising $900,000, offering a 20% discount on our Series A. We will use these funds to double down on our current markets, to help hire sales reps in Florida and New Jersey, expand our brand ambassador program, which will also help create aggressive marketing campaigns that support the attention of our celebrity partner, Adam Shear. By doing these actions, we are confident that we will achieve over $1 million in sales in only 4 to 5 markets within the next 12 to 18 months. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Sorry, I thought I had you featured for a while then. It turns out I had the panel all featured, but they were all attentively listening. And we put you all at the end. Emile, you're going to go up first this time. So, yeah.
Thanks, Mike. Really good presentation. A lot of information.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Delivered really quickly. You know what? I think for me, I don't really have that many questions because I'm still quite processing quite a lot of it, to be honest with you. But I wanted to know, I guess, is what is the number one thing that's going to get you over the line in the next 3 to 4 or 5 years? Is that's I guess what I wanted to, because it seems you've got everything covered, and it seems like everything's going and growing really nicely. But what is that money going to unlock? The biggest thing that it will unlock?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now, this current raise is going to help us really hire the sales reps in which that we're looking for to build a deeper approach within the markets we're in. The nice thing about, like I said here, is that we can control the markets and we can control the budget. So, the $900,000 goes quite far. It actually will cover our expense rate for the next 18 months. So it's creating a runway for the next 18 months. But we are more than confident through a lot of different, there's a ton of great things that are happening right now for the brand, that it'll help us climb the threshold of the $1 million in sales, which will position us to a higher valuation so that we can go to a Series A later rather than now. We feel it's too premature. There's a lot of, prongs in the fire, so to speak, that things are kind of waiting to take flight. And I think if we were to try to go to a Series 8 right now, it'd be too premature. And I don't think that we could justify a valuation that would make sense for our current investors.
Okay. Yeah. And from the brand, I very much understood that it's one product, one brand. Do you have intentions on? Yeah. Do you have intentions on growing the SKUs or just keeping depth, going deeper and deeper?
Yeah. So this is a single SKU approach. So this is the Lalo. This is the Tito's approach. What we do instead is we do one-off reserve. So we announce our high proof, which is our cast strength at 45. We do that once a year, 80 cases. This year, 40 cases sold out in about 4 hours. We do this to create hype and to create attention to the brand, but also drive main focus back to our main SKU. We like to do what we do best. There is going to be, in the upcoming months, there's some pretty significant collaborations that are coming up with very well-known brands. And I think that, we took a page, out of Mr. Black's book, so to speak. He's a good friend of mine, and we've discussed kind of like different things that they've done. And one of the things where I've seen when they win is when they do collaborations with other brands and they're aging in different barrels and using our barrels. So those are coming up, but with no intention to open up an Añejo or a Blanco by any means at this point.
Okay, great. No, well, I mean, good presentation, really well delivered, really quickly.
I know I speak 1,000. I'm from the Northeast. I can slow down. I know it's funny because I'm better off just having a conversation, and then it's trying to put things together. You tend to go a little fast.
Yeah, and maybe for some non-American people like me, I don't know who Adam Shearer is, but
sure. Oh, Adam Shearer, he's a former WWE star. Braun Strowman is his name in WWE. But just his new show just came out on USA Network last Friday. It's actually the biggest premiere in USA in the last 2 years.
Okay. Wow.
Very good. Okay, bring in Elena, please. Thank you, Mel. Elena, please.
Yes. Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Great presentation. I really enjoyed the pace. I have a question. Actually, investors will look into your business. It's so well-rounded. And then I think the ultimate question would be, is it a market bet? Is it going to scale as you promise and as you looks like a perfect setup? Or it will be an execution bet? What could go wrong?
So, I mean, our distillery is comfortable up to 1 million liters right now. So we have the ability for scale. We're partnered in regards to our cold brew, which is how we make our barrels prior to putting our tequila in it, is partnered up with Ciento Lindo, which is the largest craft brewer in Mexico. So production-wise, we're covered. At the end of the day, the tequila world is saturated. There's a lot of tequilas out there, right? That's not any surprise to any investor, I think, out there. The one big thing about us is that we're a differentiator, and the tequila category is still flaming hot, and Reposado is still one of the hottest categories within the tequila category itself, right? So we chose Reposado for that very reason. Our tequila is a Reposado that sips like an Añejo, but it has the versatility of a Blanco. So what does that do? That creates versatility within one single SKU. It allows a restaurant to make the old fashioned or a neat pour at a coffee bar. At a cigar bar, but then it also allows it to make a margarita to drink at 95 degrees poolside. So what that allows is more use for one bottle, giving it more options. So the difference right there, just in that the ability right there is what is going to help scale this product. We're also diving extremely deep within the industry, folks, making sure that we're relatable and well appreciated. And I think we've done a very, very good job in the markets that we're in, really just relating to those to the industry.
I will have one more question on that. Sure. Is it right that you are allocating 30% of sales from to marketing? On net sales, or what type of sales you take in terms of
Yeah, I would say at least that. At least that, yeah, and again, that's part of, you know, you know how it goes as a startup. It's very hard to set controlled budgets whenever you don't know when the next investment's coming in, right? And as you're starting, and if with the true deeper versus wider approach, you're not just opening up markets to grab purchase orders to bring in capital. So we're limited to the POs that each market will give us. So our marketing budgets have been, you know, not the best. We haven't really been able to set something out 6 months, 8 months out. When we do get funding, we're able to create campaigns and create realistic budgets. And then we can actually also then determine what percentage of sales goes back into the market for budgeting. I mean, for marketing, sorry.
Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm just going to bring in Maria now, please. Maria Harding.
Thanks. Hello, Mike. Great
Hello.
presentation. Yes, lots of information there, coming thick and fast. Really, really interesting story. I just really following on from Elena's points really about marketing. You said there about how you'd seen social media marketing working well for you, and I just wondered, you know, in these early stages, you know, what exactly you've been doing. Have you been doing paid? Have you been doing just organic? What have you been focusing on your limited budget initially?
Yeah, no, so I've been very fortunate. We were able to create a team prior to even launching. So if you go on our social media, you go all the way to the very bottom, and even till now, you'll see that we've got pretty high quality content. I actually joke about, you know, to my team that if I see a drone shot over an agave field, I'm going to lose my mind, only because I want to stay different. One of the articles that was printed was that we were compared to the liquid death of tequila. So we've actually just organically grown. We've done very little paid marketing. We've done very little whitelisting, very little boosted posts. We've grown pretty aggressively through just creative content. A little fun fact: I used to write sketch comedy for fun a long time ago, for quite some time. So all of our sketches have been written by me. But I also have the amazing support of our PR team. You know, it was run by Greg Cohen, who was head of corporate PR for Patron for 14 years. So having someone like that on our team to really kind of guide us, so to speak, in the PR department has been extremely helpful. I also believe that social media, you know, engagement is a reflection of a lot of our press that we've had. As mentioned, some of those bigger names, but I mean, it goes deep into Maxim Magazine and Men's Health. We've had a lot of great articles written. So all of those engagements definitely help. I will tell you, when Adam came on, our engagement went from around 100,000 views per month on our social media page, and now we're well over 400,000. Our views on our website went from about 5,000 to 35,000 in a single month. So it's definitely we've definitely grown engagement, and now it's just time that we kind of hone it all into a funnel and capitalize off it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I was going to say. Just make sure that you're really clear on exactly what activity is driving traffic to your website, because you really want to have that solid understanding of your organic marketing before you start getting into paid. There's no point in doing boosts or paid ads or anything like that until you really have a clear understanding on the organic. So just be clear on exactly what is currently working really, really well for you, down to a really granular level. And then when you've got that, then you can start scaling things up. But it sounds like it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I appreciate that insight. I mean, we brought on Meiraj, who's our CTO, that handles all of the social, like kind of all the metrics when it comes to the advertisement and ads. And I definitely don't pretend to be a specialist in that, but I've learned enough to be dangerous.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well done, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
I'm going to bring in Neeraj next, because obviously you know Gary, as we'll end with Gary. Neeraj.
Mike, thank you for your presentation.
Thanks.
I think a lot of the questions have been answered that I was going to ask. But remind me, like, what's the price point of the tequila? That
$69.99.
Okay, and who's the end consumer? Like, who's that customer profile?
Right now, the demographics are showing around that 30 to 45-year-old demo right now. They are, do you want me to get into the buyer personas? Is that what you'd like to see?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so these are people that are, looking for something. We call it, this is for the bold, people that are interested in trying something different. We've converted more whiskey drinkers and bourbon drinkers than I expected, quite a bit. So whiskey, bourbon drinkers, and wine drinkers are now in that demographics as well. People that are outdoorsy, that like the organic, the additive-free movement, so to speak. I think those words once were buzzwords, but I now believe that they are just staples. I think that's kind of like where you need to be at. We have a female master distiller, Ileana Partida. So we've been able to generate quite a following. Actually, it's almost 50-50 right now in our following on Instagram, men versus female, which is amazing. So, and I do believe that contributes a lot to the female aspect with Ileana Partida and Ciento Lindo, which is a totally female-run brewery that runs all of our cold brew. So we generate a lot of attention from that aspect as well. But I think this is like, for everyone. This is for the nurse, it's for the doctor, it's for the golfer, it's for the boater, right? And I think that we're creating a product that is as versatile as a Blanco. So it's not something, you look at vodka as a demo. It's like, well, there's a bunch of different ways you can have a vodka. And I think with our Reposado, it's the same thing. You can have that gentleman who wants a cigar, in a cigar lounge, has it neat and an old fashioned. And you can also have this in a margarita, Paloma, or Negroni, for brunch, right? So it kind of works both ways.
Definitely. Thank you. And how long have you guys been around for again? How many years?
So we launched the product through self-distribution in July of 2023. So that was self-distribution. I basically owned my backyard, gained about 100 pods within the state of Florida. At that point, we had Diageo, Breakthrough, Southern, R&DC all come after us for distribution. I turned them all down except for Breakthrough, because I've seen what they've done. I've worked with other brands and just wasn't in the mood. Southern wanted 10 markets right away. I told them to get out of your mind. Diageo came to us through Distilled Ventures, wanted us to pitch to Diageo as an investment opportunity. With all of the stuff that's going on with Diageo, we were supposed to pitch them in June. We actually paused that, and obviously Distilled Ventures fell out as well. So I look at that as a kind of a blessing, not a curse, kind of an opportunity for us to kind of re-engage with different investors.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm trying to, how many cases have you gone through since July 2023? Like, can you go?
Yeah, I mean, so we look at it. I don't have the data as far as from July of 2023, because I look at it from June of 2024, when Breakthrough took us, right? So our fiscal year starts June 1. So in our first fiscal year, we hit around 1,100 cases just in Florida, 6-pack 750s. New Jersey came on in the latter part of that fiscal year. And then since then, we've added South Carolina and Tennessee. Tennessee is actually quickly becoming our number one market. It's actually surpassed Florida in sales already. And I would say the biggest thing with Tennessee is that we have less pods, but more menus. So I think we're up to 160 pods, but we're at like 32 menus. So the reorder rate is extremely strong. The velocity and the pull through is what we're after, obviously. And that's really super strong in Nashville. Jersey's doing well, but Jersey's a difficult market. But Florida obviously is still standing pretty strong. South Carolina is new. It's 2 months in. We're into 90 pods, and most of them being retail, which it's a Class B state, so that's normal.
Got it. Are you finding your customers, the end consumers, in the on-premise, or is it on the off-premise, or how is that looking like in each state?
I think depending on what advisor you talk to, they're going to tell you that brands are built in one way or the other. For me, I'm confident that they are built specifically for Kindleza on the on-prem. We are deep in the industry world. We are engaging with industry professionals and bartenders. Ali Torres is our VP of sales. She's on Bar Rescue. She is a very well-known industry professional. She's actually a writer for Bartender Magazine. She is our VP of sales, located in Nashville. She's done a tremendous job engaging with other industry professionals and other bartenders. I'm convinced that you could have 400 reps in the market, but if the bartenders don't like you, it won't matter. So we're after the bartenders. We're winning there. We're doing competitions. We're bringing on converting a lot of bartenders into brand ambassadors to help spread the word, get it into their bars, help us with our events. And then ultimately, we're creating the 101 cocktails with Quinta Lisa right now, which showcases not only our cocktails and the versatility within the juice, but it also is featuring and highlighting the bartenders that are making it. So we're helping grow their brand while they're helping us grow ours.
Got it. So for the next 12 months, are you focusing primarily on the on-premise, not going in the off? Is that right?
No, so it's a combination of things. And I believe that once you gain the menu placements and you gain the attention of the on-prem, then you support those on-premise accounts with retails that are in a close area proximity of that account. So for instance, you have a on-prem menu placement of espresso martini, and then, a mile or two away, it's safe to assume that the people that are going to that restaurant regularly are going to go to that retail location to buy product. You then do a boost up feature with that retail. Maybe you put, work a deal to put it next to a Mr. Black's or another coffee liqueur and offer the espresso martini combo pack and put beans around the neck so that they go, oh, cool, I had this espresso martini with this product at this restaurant that I love. Now here it is on the floor at this restaurant, retail location that I always go to. So it's basically trying to get retail supporting the on-prem and the menu placements that they have. And vice versa.
And my last question, thank you. And my last question before we go to Gary is, are you planning on working with the retail chains?
Yeah. So Total Wine actually came to us 2 months after we were with Breakthrough, or not even 2 months. I actually didn't want to go with Breakthrough. It was too premature. I'm sorry, I didn't want to go with Total Wine. It was too premature. We didn't really have a lot of reps in the market. When Katie, who's the national buyer, reached out to us through our website, actually asking how she could get it, we told her we would love to do 6 accounts. She told us, if it's available, you can't stop me from buying. And by Friday of that week, like the same week, 48 Total Wines ordered our product. I would say the most impressive thing about that is that out of the 48 Total Wines, we've only lost 10 through DQ'd in the last couple of months. Which anyone that knows anything, it's shedding is kind of normal. We had no sales reps, literally 0 reps whenever they did that. So we kind of scrambled and brought on a brokerage company to help us support the Total Wines. But I'm amazed that there are Total Wines in the Panhandle that I've never even been that still has pull through and is still, seeing constant reorders. In fact, August was probably one of our biggest orders, orders from Total Wine. I don't know the exact number, but I want to say about 30 of them reordered in August, which insignificant numbers, not just a bottle.
Nice. Well, congratulations on your success and momentum. I wish you well.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thanks so much. Now to Gary, please.
Yes. So the disclaimer: I've known Mike for several years, and I love.
I've never seen you before.
Same. Yeah. And look, Quinta Lisa in an espresso martini is incredible. So I mean, Mike, I think a question also is, you were really deeply penetrating the markets you're in, developing the momentum. You brought on Adam Shear, former WWE wrestler. Question is, so it's increased social media viewers and engagement, but how else do you plan to capitalize on his notoriety without becoming labeled as another celebrity tequila?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. So I look at Adam, I mean, his 6'8", 340 pounds as one big foot in the door, is what I like to use him as. And he really is. He's going to give us, and he has given us opportunities I don't think that Mike Winters from Pittsburgh would ever really be able to do without paying obscene amounts of money. We're actually the tequila sponsor for EDC Orlando Electronic Music Festival coming up here in November, 3-day music festival. It's a $50,000 buy-in. We got that VIP bottle service for free, all because Adam made a phone call. And all of the accounts that he's, everything on the menu that are within our market already have placed orders. It's these opportunities I think that are huge. And I look at it is that Adam is going to help us expand IP, essentially bringing the brand to water. It's now our ability, our job to help everybody drink it. Right. He's going to draw the attention.
Got it. Yeah.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And it's been interesting since he's left WWE that
right.
He's built this, a food show and all of that. I think I think I'll concede the rest of my time, as it would be unfair, but keep up the good work. I think it's an awesome
Thanks.
product differentiator, Reposado tequila, and plays on the trend of coffee espresso.
To answer real quick, the how do I navigate the celebrity, because I didn't answer that question, and I'd say the big thing with that is that I'd say Adam is the biggest celebrity, anti-celebrity out there. And what I love about him, and I've said this before, is that he's a built not bought type of guy, and I think that leads very well into the demographics of which people that love Quintaliza, blue collar, and full through and through. And I think that the WWE fans are loyal to the day they die. So to me, it's I'm after brand loyalty. I'm after people that truly understand our story, appreciate our story, resonate with our story, and look at this like, hey, here's this dude from Pittsburgh, and he's related with this guy Adam, who's from North Carolina but Wisconsin, and he was a built not bought, and that all relates to me, and I like that. He is not someone who just had a bunch of money or had somebody because his uncle was Patron, be able to grow this this company. So I love that aspect of it, and I think it lends well to the story. And you probably, as you know, we are in the process of producing a documentary on that story that's being pitched to a few networks right now.
Yeah, and look, the fact that he's not even with the WWE anymore, he's not a wrestler yet. He just had a food show premiere on USA Network, and so I agree with you. The anti-celebrity is more of a personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Thanks.
Any more questions from the other panelists? I know we went around quite quick in the first few panelists. So any questions from Elena, Maria, Emile, particularly?
To just follow up on Gary's question, on Gary's exchange, is he willing to I guess how to put this? Is he willing to get his sleeve, roll his sleeves, and basically work with you on the ground, like talking to sommeliers or having events at Total Wine and around the signings and this and that?
So aside from the contractual obligation that he has to do certain, things like that, Adam is like me, full-blown ADHD, and he is just going to go ham no matter what. He doesn't have an off switch. I think that a lot of things he's been doing aren't even part of what he's supposed to do. And I'll give you a very good, for instance, he did a charity for a local dam up in Wisconsin, and he just called me up and goes, hey, I want to donate proceeds. I'm gonna have people buy some bottles and proceeds can go to the dam. I'm like, done, whatever. So he FaceTimes me. He bought a frozen machine. He FaceTimes me at the liquor store, asking me which coffee to buy, which liquor to buy. He's making it himself. He's making the espresso martini himself. He's serving the espresso martini himself. He didn't call me and go, hey, can I get a bartender up here to do this for me while I go out and shake hands? So I think that's the biggest thing I love about him, is that he's willing to clean the toilets even though he sits behind a desk, right? So I think that to me is, a show of his character. Everything he's done, like he was at the NBC for NASCAR. He took over NBC's Instagram and was all over that, promoting his new show. He's constantly wearing our merch, our hats, our shirts. That's not part of it, but he just does it because at the end of the day, he wants to help grow this brand and really be a part of something special.
Thank you.
Thanks. And then just
I can go on and on. Cut me off, Emile, or cut me off, Jamal. But yeah.
Apologies. No, it's fine. I just wanted to let Mike know that there's some comments and also a question from William Witkowski in the chat. Thank you for your comments and question.
What was the question?
The Hunger Game music. I'm just going to stop. The question from William was, how's the retail shelf real estate treating you?
It's great. I love the fact that he knows you're in the real estate market and you're not in the tequila market. So in retail, it's definitely a real estate game. And we have been much better at securing multi-case placements for 4 placements than we previously have. I mean, Total Wine's a tough nut to crack, but we've been focusing more on the independents and focusing on just how do we win in those locations and really just kind of support them. So we activated about 4 months ago a full-blown tasting company in all 4 markets. So they've done a great job at providing tastings. And with that tasting comes a level of commitment from the retail chain or the independent in order to get that tasting and the POS and all the fun stuff we've done. That being said, the next campaign starting next year, once we have some more schedules aligned, will be some bottle signings with Adam, which will be even deeper floor placements and larger commitments from those accounts.
Thank you for your comprehensive answer. I hope that satisfies you, William. Thank you for your question and comments. Much appreciated. I'm just going to go now to thank you, Mike, for your pitch and engaging interactions with the panelists. I look forward to having you back and also promoting and connecting you with all the panelists after the event and keep promoting your onward progress and current investment raise, but also your ongoing, positive news stories.
Beautiful. Am I safe to stay on? Am I safe to jump off, or do I need to stay on? Just making sure.
You can jump off if you want, but we will in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. If you want to come back and just do a bit of networking, you can.
Yeah.
Or I can make these introductions and separately you can do them. But I think we'll be probably on for another 45 minutes. So I think 25 minutes now, Emma, and then we'll have some networking for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, max. Yeah.
Perfect. If I have to jump, I just have another call. I got a call, but I'm going to jump off and I'll come back on. All right. Thanks.
Sure. We're now just gonna go into the third and final presentation for today, which is Emile Ward, who's presenting ales and brews. We actually had him last week, but not presenting to our drinks panel. Instead, he was presenting to our food tech panelists, and so today he presents to a new group, which is fantastic. So great to have you back, working and executing the feedback you had from last week. Look forward to your pitch this week. Take it away, Emma. Oh, it looks like you're muted. Sorry, 1 second. Unmute yourself. Oh, I can do it. Yeah. Now you can talk. Yeah.
All right. So do you guys see my screen at this point?
It's not full screen yet, but we do see it. Are you able to make it full screen, or if you go to view and present mode? Excellent. Yeah, please begin.
Awesome. So my name is Emile Ward. I'm the founder of Ales and Brews. I'm based here in Stockholm, Sweden, and my background is in business finance many years ago, and I've started this business 6 years ago. Oh, sorry, I forgot it. Here we go. 6 years ago, this started with me actually being in starting home brewing, and how this company started was like I wanted to compare the beers that I brewed at home with some of the brewers that was out there that we saw that was getting a lot of attention, and they were named like the best beers in the world and so on. So what I tried to do is like to get hold of some of those beers, and it was quite impossible for me to actually get, especially the American beers. It was more or less impossible to find a way to get those beers. So what happened was like I started to reach out to the breweries like, hey, is there any way I can buy your beers over here? I'm in Sweden, and there was no. And in Sweden, as some of you maybe know, we have alcohol monopoly, which was even harder, made it actually harder for us to import our own beers. So what happened was like we were literally actually looking into this and find some guys who actually packed it for us as olive oil and send it for us, and they bought the cans for $6 and sold it for us for $14, and they took $80 for shipping, and some of it got stuck in the customs. So what we did was like I start to think of this like there's got to be a better way to actually do this, and I know there have to be a way we can get hold of some of the good beers that is out there, so we can try. And once we get the beers from US, they were like 2 months old, so it was really bad in all the ways. So what happened is like I started a company called Ales and Brews, and what we are trying to do is like we're literally starting the pan-European beverage platform at this point. So it's going to start with craft beer, and what we are aiming at is like we want to do it into different kind of drinks, so on. So we're going to start with beer at this point where we are, and then we're going into wine, cocktails, RTDs, and so on and so on. The challenge that we see is that the beverage market in Europe is like super fragmented at the moment. There's no single service that actually works across all of EU in market, and that is because of what we have seen is like there's a lot of obstacles on the way. So what we try to do is like we try to actually creating like the Amazon for regulated drinks in EU. So this is a very humble ambition we have at this point. And what we see is like our biggest barriers is like logistics and compliance. And I mean, to move alcohol across borders is a headache for anybody. So what I started to do when I started Ales and Brews, when I started to sell my first beers, what I saw was also like people from like France was finding us, and they were asking us like, hey, can you get us some beers from Sweden to France? And we saw that there is a bigger issue that we thought only for us in Nordics. That was our thought. But we see, okay, the beers that we have, people in France want them, people in Portugal, Spain, and so on and so on. So we start to see, okay, how do we actually move the alcohol across borders? And so what we did is like try to start looking up into tax authorities, like excise duties, how do they do this, and so on and so on. So our solution is quite simple. We literally handle for the producers. Our solution is like optimal because we handle the tax duty. We do the cross-border delivery efficient. We have our own shipping thing. So this is like quite a big e-commerce opportunity that we are opening up. For those of you who are from UK, we are at this point a little bit working as a Beer 52 for EU. And I think you probably know that the success that Beer 52 have on in UK, and we have talked to those guys and asked them if they want to join. And it's like, no, the resilience that it takes to get into Europe and actually start to work with every tax authority there is, it's too much work. But we have done it. So it's 5-6 years later, we are kind of up and running. So our deal is for us is quite easy how we do it. How we wanted this to work in the end is like we wanted the producers to ship all their products to us. We will be a central hub for them. And what we do is like we take care of the tax, the alcohol tax, the shipping, and also the customs and how it should be shipped to customers right away. And from us, the consumers get their wine or beer, whatever. At this point, we're only craft beer, but we are getting into wine and drinks and RTDs. And what happens in this case is like the consumers get access totally legal with VAT and excise duty paid and everything for drinks that they normally cannot find on their local market. And also for the producers, is like they literally kill their cash flow time by 90%. So because we literally pay them straight away as things are sold. Normally for like, if, for example, if Mike, the tequila, would have to produce his thing into EU, he has to find a distributor in every country for one in France, and one in Spain, and one in Sweden, and so on and so on. So what we want to do in the end is like everybody should like send everything to us. That's our humble goal, and we will distribute them for them. I mean, in Mike's example, we will probably see if we could get his tequila into one of our drinks subscriptions, so we could even get him his customers. And that's the easy. That's where we want to be at. So that is literally what we have done, what you are doing. So we have been process with a lot of tax authorities and jurisdictions and so on lately, the last years, a lot. So it's kind of, but for the producers, it's kind of a simple and elegant process for that. It's actually, they don't see the hard work behind it. So far, we have 22,000 active customers at this point. And we have actually so far enabled 17 countries. We are 5 other countries that we're working on at this point, but we are not there yet. That we find that we are able to ship to those countries. But 17 countries are good to go, and we have the tax set up and everything with the shipping and so on. So what we want to do is, like, at this point, we have been doing good, and what we are looking for, we have some capital. And why we need the capital is, like, during Q1 of this year, we were teamed up with 3 different companies to join forces. This was our 3 competitors, actually, to join forces to do this all together. But what happened is, like, unfortunately, one of the companies that came from outside was not the way they were supposed to be, and we did the due diligence and everything. But in the end of the day, we were stopped by the tax authorities to have these guys on board. And what happened is, like, they literally confiscated our working capital and our stock. On the other hand, we're the only ones who are left. All the other competitors have, yes, they're out because they didn't listen to the tax authorities to stop selling. We did, even though it was a big risk. We managed to save the company, but we lost our.
You can start wrapping up now, Bilal. Mark, sorry, because we're in the last 30 seconds of your 10 minutes. So you can start wrapping up. Be great.
Yeah, sure. So what we are looking for at this point is literally, this is our valuation is 2 million euros, and our last ARR is 2 million euros. So it's going to be the same, and we are looking for 350K. So that's it for me.
Thank you very much. I was going to go with Elena first, but I know you just dropped out the call with the connection issue. Are you okay to go first, Elena? Yeah.
Okay. So how much are you raising? Did I miss that? Because I don't.
350,000 euros.
All right. And have you been? Are you selling? What would be the sales right now?
The sales at this point, we stopped the sales since April after this happened. That is why we are looking to get in new capital to start over everything again. We have all our competitors are gone. We are the only ones left. So we have taken all the customers, and yeah. So most of the capital will be actually to reopen our operations. And after that, we closed down. We were actually we got an investment done by a Swedish whiskey investor, and he put it everything, but unfortunately he passed away just after we signed the deal.
Just lost Lena. Can we go to Maria, please? Sorry about that, Aman. I think she has a connection issue. Maria, please.
Thank you. Hello, Emad. A great
Hey, Maria.
presentation. Oh, hang on. Sorry. No. Sorry, I'm confused. When you say there are no competition, there's no competition anymore, what exactly do you mean by that?
So we were actually three companies that were building kind of the same structure for platform. They want to sell all over EU, like on a regulated basis.
Sure.
2 of them are, they are done, and the what's left of them, we have acquired them. So
you've acquired them.
Yes, and the leftovers of the companies, since all of us lost our working capital and during this kind of fraud thing, but we did the other ones. They were forced to shut down the company.
Okay, so were they businesses that were pan-European, or they were specific markets, or what?
They were. It started with some of them we were not all pan-European. 2 of us were going for all EU, and 1 of them were very concentrated on the Nordics. But both of them are out of the line, and then we had 1 other competitor that was, I would not say it was a competitor, which was Mikkeller, with quite a big name out there, and because they had their web shop going on as well, but they have also been they sold everything to Carlsberg, and Carlsberg is moving their whole thing to China. So at this point, where I'm saying that we have 22,000 customers waiting, they're literally waiting because there's nobody else doing what we are doing.
Okay, all right. And so then how do you sell these brands that you take on? Are we talking about on trade, off trade?
Yeah, so it's been quite, for us, actually, we were quite lucky because we have not put anything into marketing at all. So what we have done is like, we literally asked the brand to do the marketing for us. So what we did is like, when we took in like small breweries, we asked them to just put it out there, like, okay, you can order our beer in this website, because we took the beers, we had them literally 1 or 2 days later in our warehouse. So when we had them in warehouse, we just pushed a go, and they just put it out in like on social media, and we were selling out. So we didn't have to do the whole our struggle have been to get to a point where we can get. I mean, when I started this, for the first beers that I got actually to sell, it took me 7 months to actually, because the breweries, they don't have anything to sell. It's small brewers we're working with, and normally to go there as a new guy, say, hey guys, I want to buy some beers from you, they're like, we don't have any. That's a normal question you get. I mean, I remember the first brewery that we got was Northern Monk from Manchester, and I mean, those guys literally after 6 months, and we were talking every day with them, and 7 months they said, okay, you can get some a little bit. And I mean what you guys, I think you're based in UK, Maria, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, what you guys pay for, like, you pay probably like 5, 6, 7 quids for that. We sell it for 14 on EU markets. So the thing is, have actually been like, we ask the breweries to do the marketing for us, and for us, it's been literally, we have to pick and choose which brewery who can do it, so we don't get out of, so the sales don't go up too much.
Go up too much?
Yeah, because the only thing for us is like that we have to restock. The restock takes time.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right. I mean, I think you might want to perhaps articulate some of this in your presentation. I think it's maybe not that obvious. And I think I would clarify about the competition, because when I think about alcoholic distribution in Europe, I think about people like bee makers. So that's an organization.
Exactly. We are actually, our warehouse is literally more or less next door to bee makers in Copenhagen. So yeah.
Okay.
So I'm quite aware of them, but we are kind of different in that case, because bee makers they just like, okay, we can sell it for you. You do whatever you like. We do it in another way. We actually do the sales as well, but it's like for them, they're just like opening up the market. You do whatever you like. That's for us. It's like, no, we're gonna literally, we sell it for you. You just give it to us. We pay you. We sell it.
Okay.
So that's a big difference between us. And I mean, so it's, and we have literally been, I mean, it's been very, very quite successful. That's also why we are quite picky on what we take in.
Okay, all right. So I think there's something there about your USP then, perhaps, and what you can offer compared to perhaps better known brands out there who do a similar kind of thing to you, but clearly you're offering more of a service. So I think I would clarify that. And a little bit more about how your model works with the brands themselves paying for the marketing and so on. So I think I would definitely be getting that across a little bit more. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
very interesting.
We have done 2 million euros on. We are 2 people working.
Yeah. So, yeah. No. Well done. Well done.
But
okay.
So
okay. All right. Thank you. That's great.
On to Gary, please. Thank you, Maria. Gary, please.
Yes. So great presentation, and a great concept to be able to share the passions and styles of different nations globally. You had mentioned, again, the competitive set had lost capital and had to shut down. What in particular have you learned at ales and brews that's going to help you avoid those pitfalls?
Yeah. What happened in this case was literally a case of two of the guys who came in with capital. They had a big tax debt behind them, but in other names. So even when we did the due diligence, we couldn't find anything on these guys. But we were warned about the tax authorities that these guys, we think that these guys are playing under false identities. So what I've learned, actually, I don't think I will do it in a different way, because when they warned us, we shut down everything and our competitors didn't. So, and they told us, like, if it's what we think is right, that these guys are the guys we think they are, we will shut you down if you don't shut down yourself. So take this as a warning. So what I did is, like, what I learned about this is, like, okay, listen to the tax authorities. They're quite more powerful than you think. So yeah.
Okay. And then, you know, second question.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Berlin a few weeks ago for Bar Convent, and the sentiment was, look, the United States is a difficult market to work in. It's like 50 different countries. Yes, it is very nuanced and compliance driven. How challenging has it been for you to navigate the compliance and legalities of, you know, the 15 to 20 countries you have customers in?
I don't know how to answer that. How many hours I put in, like, you know, I literally as I told years before, I literally be faxing, you know, tax authorities in, like, former Yugoslavia, you know, and they take a stamp on it and send it back, and you had to get a lawyer to send a stamp on it in Denmark or in Sweden and rethink it to them, and it gets lost in the mail. So I mean, it took us literally 3.5 years. That's the big thing about it. The threshold to start something like that, it's like, it's quite high. And that is why, I mean, literally the first years we did this was like talking to the tax authorities day in and day out, and talking to somebody in Lithuania who doesn't know English at all, and try to explain, like, hey, we want to pay alcohol tax. How do we do that? And yeah, I don't know how to really answer that, but it's been a struggle.
And so, I mean, do you feel that the juice is worth the squeeze? That the challenges, the frustrations, the hoops you jump through?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I quite got it quite soon why nobody have done that before.
Yeah.
Because once you get into some of the countries, especially like Netherlands was, I mean, that was a country that quite developed according to us, but it was really, really hard to deal with the tax authorities. So, I mean, it was quite soon when we started this, I understand, okay, this is going to be quite a challenge. And we understood why nobody actually got in to do this. But now when it's done, it's less like, I mean, you learn along the way as well. I mean, the first 5-10 was quite hard, but after 10, you get the whole of it. You can always rely, you know, look back at, okay, these guys works kind of the same way as they do in Luxembourg, or they do it in Finland or whatever. So yeah, I would say, and especially Nordics have been quite hard, because we have an alcohol monopoly, and we were literally kind of you know, working against the system. So what they did is, like, they put us into, like, highest court, and we actually won. So what we're doing is, like, totally legal. So yeah, it's been a struggle. We literally have been, you know, doing yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, you understand why people don't. I mean, the threshold is super high.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Emile.
Thank you, Gary. On to Emile, please.
Hey, man. Yeah, thank you again. Yeah, I think I'll just echo some of the things that other people have said. But for me, I think as someone who has seen other companies pitch, trying to do this, as seen as really difficult, this is extremely hard. It's also questionable whether it is worth all the effort based on you know. So what I would do is I would have done a bit differently in terms of the presentation. I wouldn't have focused on all the issues, because what comes across to me is how difficult it is and how painful it is, and I'm not quite sure I want to go on that journey with you. It's like I don't want to know how difficult it is. I want to feel like you've got this, you've understood this, and you have. And therefore, just park that to the side. You've got this, you're relaunching, but what is the opportunity? If you get this right, and you say you have, where is, you know, how big can this be? That's where I would focus on. And because there's so many questions that went through my mind, because I know there's so much of this market and different markets, different things. And also, how are you going to compete with importers and distributors who are going to have ties with brands and ties with, you know, and then how are you going to ship and mile? There's just so many layers. Put that all into a bubble and say, actually, because I've made 2 million euros when it works, I think I can make 20 million euros in 2 years' time because of X.
Yeah,
that's what I would have done.
And that is literally the case. I mean, we have seen what we can do with small breweries, literally, and this is like what a lot of the times we have stopped like bigger, like kind of bigger, more hype breweries to do the marketing for us, because we know, like, okay, if these guys put out an Instagram thing for us, people start to buy this through us, we'll be out of stock within no time. And that's been, I mean, for us, the struggle have literally been to get to the point where we were, where we were literally buying whole batches.
Mm-hmm.
Once, and I think we're gonna get there within 5 to 6 months from the cash injection, and that because we still have the customers left, and there's nowhere for the customers to go at this point. And I mean, for us, just like we do EU, but we also do like Norway was not EU, and I mean, just to make it to Norway, I think we were working on Norway for like 1.5 years just to get to know, like, how the hell does this work? And in the end of the day, I mean, their tax authorities were like, when we sent our first package to Norway, we sent the cake to the tax authorities, to the girl who was there, because she was so tired of us, literally. But when we literally showed her everything, and she was like, "Oh, it's totally fine." So it's been a struggle, but the thing is also, like, we're there. We know. I mean, we know that only for like. I mean, are you based in England as well?
Yeah.
You know, Beer 52. I mean, I've talked to those guys. I mean, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do it in a market that is 10 times theirs.
Yeah, so that's what I would focus on, is really not the itty gritty, not the detail, the different rules in different countries. I would just be like, you know, our consumers are X. They want these kind of beers. They want these kind of crafts. They want it delivered. And we can provide it to them at this cost. We can make margin of this, because my worry is that in all of this, your warehouse cost, your logistics, your delivery, where is your margin?
We have already been profitable.
Yeah, so that's what I would focus the story on. That's what I would do.
We have already been profitable for almost 2 years before this happened, and also. I mean, our margins are quite high. We have a net margin of 13.5, so it's quite good. We have a gross margin of just above 40. But I mean, the thing is also, as we have seen it. I mean, we have the team that we're building literally have the profit first. We don't want to do round after round after round. That is also why we want to build this on organic growth. We don't want to take in like forever, like a lot of money just to put marketing and just go. We want to do it like on a steady growth, because that is also why we're doing it. Like our subscribers at this point, we have a less of 5% churn.
Yeah, but so my argument to that would be, you're going pan-European. You're not just going one country. You're going to multiple countries. Surely you need a substantial amount of money. And actually, I think that, yeah. So okay. Well, anyways, that's going a little bit further into the detail, but I'm more excited about the opportunity. Yeah.
It's 40 billion euros. I mean, that's only the beer. If you look into the spirits, and you're going for R2D subscription or something like that, then you're up 10 times the 40 billion. And I mean, that is exactly what we want to do. What we want to do is like literally, if you're, as I say, if like Mike wants to come into Europe with his tequila, he just call us and we can literally introduce the tequila to our customers through a subscription model. And he doesn't have to get a distributor in France, in Spain, and so on and so on.
There are positives to get distributors, but there's another side of the yeah. But I understand what you mean.
Thanks, Emile. Bringing in Neeraj now.
Thank you, Ahmad. How you feeling right now?
Yeah, no worries. Good. I'm just good. I'm just good.
Great. Well, I know we talked a bit about your business before the event, and I'm kind of processing all the questions and answers that have been happening so far. So I'm gonna go in 3 sections. So my first question is, how are you building your community organically? How are you getting those customers?
So that's another. We are asking our producers to market us.
Right.
Okay. Because normally a brewery, I mean, for them, it doesn't matter literally which country we're talking about. For them to get their beers out, it will take them 2 to 3 weeks before it's canned and they're on the shops. Maybe you can write me about that, Emile, if I'm wrong. I'm not sure, but I think like 2 or 3 weeks will be like quite. If you're out of your region, it will take 2 or 3 weeks, and that's also like. What happened is like also that will take them at least 10 days on that before they get their cash. So what we do is like, okay, if we come and pick up the beers.
Okay, are they on consignment, or are you paying them when they are they on consignment, or are your suppliers on consignment?
Yeah, the suppliers on consignment, of course. So yeah.
Okay. Now I'm just. In the 17 countries that you're marketing to, is there any one particular country where you're like, we're gonna knock it out of the park with this one country and get more subscribers? Is there anything?
Yeah, I think I think one big opportunity for us that we haven't been. We are a little bit afraid of that, but it's Germany. We see there's a lot of potential there, and it's a big country, but it's also like we have everything set up with the shipping and everything, but we are also a little bit afraid of that because it can go so fast over there that we are at this point, we were not. I mean, that's what we have literally been a little bit afraid of taking in any German brewers at this time, because it can, once we do that and they start to market us, it can go super fast.
Okay, thank you. So Emile, we have like literally 1 minute remaining. So I'm going to give you this opportunity. You have 30 seconds to sell me a rosy future of this company for the next 12 months. Like, I don't want to hear about the problems. To echo Emile's sentiments, I don't want to know about the problems. You've already got the problems squared away.
Yeah.
Hit me, sell me. You have 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think we're the only ones who can get you through the whole European market. That's it. It's not easier than that. If you have a brand, give it to us. We will sell it for you. It's not harder than that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
all right. I'm done. I can have more questions, Jamal.
It is a humble challenge, but
thanks both of you. Thanks to the panel. Thanks, Neeraj. Yeah, we're gonna just move it to there's a little wrap up now and then move to a bit of networking. Thanks, Ahmad, for finishing us off there. It was definitely nice to see more than last week, and also get your updated deck. It's beautiful. So I'll share that on with anyone who wants to wants that information. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're just gonna wrap up the event now. Very, very quickly, just do a quick little summary. Sharing my screen. So big thanks to the investor panel who joined us today. Sadly, we couldn't have Imran, but thanks to Neeraj for stepping in. And also thanks to Gary for his first time joining us at the Pitch Lounge event. Maria coming back, Emile, and Elena sadly had some tech issues there in that third pitch. So sorry, Imran. I'll introduce you to Elena. She's very keen to meet with you.
No, right.
And our three pitching startups. So we had Bilal Ahmed from United Beverages, Mike Winters from Quintoliza Tequila, and Ahmed Moore, who just presented from Ales and Brews. We've got an active and growing community at Pitch Lounge. We've been very much partnered with Foodpreneurs Collective, be it 90% of our activity is still focused on the food and beverage, food tech, ag tech sectors. And we have 3 active LinkedIn groups and a very large, growing and engaging UAE WhatsApp community underneath the Foodpreneurs Collective umbrella. If you want to find out more about those, you just need to go to our website, www.pitchlounge.net/community, and all the links are there. We've got some upcoming events. Many are in person in Dubai. Just to complement the online events we do, usually about 2 or 3 per month, we've got a number of in-person event opportunities taking place. So this is a fantastic group of 20 plus investors coming from Singapore to Dubai. They're there already this week, and we're doing an event with them on Friday. It's an investor breakfast morning event, pitch opportunity and networking. So if you know any businesses across a number of sectors, you can see the number of target industries they're interested in, including product business registration. Those are some of the startups that are dealing with the bureaucratical stuff that Imran's company is also dealing with, but also across the food, ag tech, beauty space, and beyond. They're interested in having people pitch to them. So if you're interested and you're in Dubai or visiting, let us know. Or if you want to submit maybe a remote pitch, do contact me and we can try and arrange that. We've also got a fantastic pitch competition next Tuesday with a partner. It's called Intelli Accelerate, Accelerating Entrepreneurs. It's going to be a guest speaker, networking and pitch competition happening at one of our regular event spaces at the Dubai World Trade Center. So if you're, again, in Dubai, that's another opportunity to pitch with us. It's going to be a very engaging event. Really looking forward to the video coming out tomorrow with that partner. We've got about 4 opportunities that are live on our website right now, including 2 towards the middle and end of November. The Meals Collective is a fantastic community for food entrepreneurs, particularly on sustainable meals in the UK. They always sell out. They have medium-sized events, 100 to 250 people, and we are doing their launch in UAE on the 18th of November. So it'd be lovely if you're visiting for the Organic Natural Show that week or any of the other expos taking place. You can join us evening on Tuesday 18th. There's still tickets left, but with only 120 sold out of 150. It's actually free to attend for this first launch, but there are a few market stalls available out of the 10 or 8 that we're hosting, and I think it's still one sponsor opportunity. Then the Organic Natural Show takes place between the 17th and 19th of November. We partnered again with Freeform and Find Food, as we did 2 years ago at their Amsterdam edition, and we're producing a pitch event on stage. So if you're interested in live pitching, actually one of our regulars is doing a remote pitch, but predominantly and preferably we're looking to host people in person. And even if you're interested in exhibiting at that show, please contact me and we can facilitate that. This is our next drinks event coming up on the 6th of November. Hoping I've got the time zones right and so on. It's not right. It's wrong. It's 5 to 7 p.m. UTC, UK time, not UTC +1. Now the clocks have changed, and we look forward to focusing on North America. That'll include Latin America. Central Caribbean, and also Canada as well as the US. If you're interested in panelists pitching or sponsor opportunities, reach out to us at info@pitchlounge.net. And if you want to be a panelist, we're always happy to host new panelists. Maybe one or 2 per event we have who are new, like Gary today. Happy to have you. You can go to our website and apply there at pitchlounge.net/panelists. We're now going to move to breakout rooms just on time. Thank you everyone for joining. We're going to turn off the recording and also the live stream as well, and move to breakout rooms. Thank you for joining. Thank you for staying to the end. We'll probably stay around for about 20, 30 minutes max, and see how much interest there is. And if there's not, then we'll move to, we'll just keep more people in the main space. But thanks for joining, and look forward to hosting you again another Pitch Lounge event, and particularly this growing beverage series we have. Yeah, thanks everyone, and thanks to obviously Neeraj and Emile for co-producing, helping me build the panels and attract the startups for this series. Again, big thanks to all the panelists and the presenters and all the audience members for commenting and engaging in the chat as well. Look forward to having you back. I'm now opening the breakout rooms. If you are unclear how this works, go to the 3 dots on your on the taskbar, and then you'll see the breakout room option. If you can't quite navigate it, then I can put you into the room of your choice. I actually don't think we have Bilal. I think he had to leave. I just remembered. So that first room, anyone can just join there and do some networking. That's fine. But I know that Ahmad is in his room, and Mike has come back. Thank you, Mike. And so he's now in his room. I've moved into his room. So feel free to go into have a follow-up chat with Mike, and also in room 2, and Ahmad in room 3. And if you want to just do some general chit-chats one-on-one, you can also join room 1 with Bilal. Right now, Andrea Corey is in there alone. So yeah, heading to the rooms, maybe the panel can split up, and we can keep the activity going. I'll hold the main space for a little while, and I'll also float around the rooms shortly. Neeraj, would you like to go and speak with Ahmad maybe a bit more, or where would you like to go? Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining. I'm not sure we've met before properly. How you doing? Thomas, nice to have you back. Pankaj, Thomas, thanks for joining again.
Hello. Pleasure. So how do you go into this room? Is that I couldn't see the 3 dots here.
Speaking now? Who's speaking?
Jamal, so you want to go into the rooms, I guess.
Who's speaking? Sorry.
I think there was going to be individual rooms, I guess. Struggling to say how to join them.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just trying to work out. Oh, is it? Who is speaking right now? Who's struggling? Pankaj, is it?
Yes, it is Pankaj, yes.
Yeah. Which room would you like to join? Join Emma? That would be great. Join Emma? Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, give me a second. Put you into with Emma. Yeah. You're going in there now. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, Jamal.
Hey, Promise. Nice to see you again. How are you doing? How's progress?
Yeah, we're very fine. Very, very fine. I've been quite busy. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. No, good to have you back. So tell me about the progress with the startup. How's it going? We had the whole team when you pitched before, didn't we?
Yeah, we made some progress, although I had to slow things down to gather funds and then restructure. So we're transiting into fintech, adding fintech to what we currently have, and then trying to have strategic partners to boost our user base exponentially. So currently, we are closing the partnership deal that will help us have more than close to 5,000 between 5,000 to 10,000 users on our platform. So that's how we want to go. By next year, we should be better off than where we were.
Fingers crossed for you. Good to have you joining our events. Do you find that it's still a learning experience with a lot of the startups being in a completely different sector? You're still learning from the events then, is that right?
Yes, it is. I mean, coming and hearing figures and hearing people's challenges and experiences, it has motivated me in one way or the other.
Fantastic. Good to hear that. Yeah, I think there are a few people in my network who are a little bit more like fintech oriented and also have worked and are interested in Africa. One of them is Mike Watson. Just send you his profile. He often attends our events. Yeah, fashion tech, femtech, fintech.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me send you his profile now in the chat, okay? Let me know if you're connected with him. If you're not, I can send you like an introduction to
I've not seen
him.
him.
Give me a second. I'm just trying to find where you are. Okay, there you are. Got you. No, 3 dots, chat. Yeah, go on his profile on the Zoom chat and see if you're connected. If you're not, I'll make an introduction.
Okay, I'll do just that. I don't know.
He's very generous guy, very helpful. Yeah.
Really need his guidance.
Hey, Mike, I want to introduce. Are you based in Nigeria right now?
Yes, I'm in Nigeria.
A Nigerian fintech founder. Is that okay?
Yes, it is.
I'm just asking him if I can make the introduction, and I'll do that. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, nice. We had lots of nice messages coming in. Feel free to join the breakout rooms if you want on this, if you want to do some learning and keep discussing. If you were here for the whole of the pitch, I mean, it could be quite interesting, particularly. I don't know whether you've got some kind of fintech solution that could be relevant for ales and brews because of, that's obviously a man's background as well as is around finance, right? Do you want to go to join that room?
Yeah, I'll join that group.
Thanks.
Okay.